Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am really excited today because we are playing with some new makeup. I have quite a few new things. Now, I don't have new things in every category, so I did supplement with things that were already in my collection. But we just went through the process. We had fun with some makeup. We got a really pretty, shiny makeup look. So you guys, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button down below, hit the bell for notifications of new videos, and if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. I really appreciate it. But if you want to see what I use to get this look, just keep watching. Okay, I decided to reach for something that is on the neutral side, but has some really pretty shimmers as well as pressed glitters. This is the Rock Candy palette from Colourpop. Bought this a couple months ago, but I completely forgot about it. It has literally been sitting on the corner of my desk, and I was like, I need to play with this. So looking at these colors, you guys, this palette is very neutral. It has a lot of like the pinky tones. There's some tans and neutrals. You got a whole row of browns to black. And then look at these pressed glitters, you guys. Like, I'm interested in what they look like. And I kind of want to play with one of them, but I also like these shimmers that are up here in the top row. So there's shimmers down here. There's a bunch of mattes. You get a good variety of mattes and shimmers from Colourpop, which I appreciate. So I do want to dip into some of these shades and see what they look like before I make a final decision as to what I want to do. Okay, so with the Colourpop formula, you get some really buttery shimmer shades. That is no different with this palette, and it is the quality of shimmers that I'm used to with them. So this first shade is Chemistry. It's a really pretty pinky shade. It kind of has a white under hue, so it's on the lighter side, which I'm not mad at. Then I have the shade Volcanic, which is that goldish champagne shade. It looks a little chunky, but it's not. It's actually pretty smooth. I dug into it a little deep. Then this shade is Pep Talk. It has a brown to silvery purple shift. Just, you guys, I don't know if it's doing it justice on here. Then this shade right here on my pinky is Get the Schist. It's just a really pretty brown shade. It's not super dark. It's something that would still look nice on this part of the eye with a darker base. And then this shade right here is Friction, which is that icy white shade that I gravitate towards for an inner corner highlight or the brow bone. So those are the 5 shimmers I decided to swatch. Now let's swatch some of these pressed glitters. Okay, so the pressed glitters are really nice. I tried not to dig into them too much just because a little goes a long way with the pressed glitters. This first shade, this really pretty silver, is Ring of Fire. It's just so metallic and, oh, you guys, look how stunning that is. Then you have Set Shale, which is that really pretty gold glitter. It even has like some of the coppery glitter shades and some silver in there. And then this shade right here, Metamorphic, which I kind of want to play around with. This one has gold and burgundy, and it looks like a little bit of silver in it. So those are the 3 glitter shades in here. Let's see. Ooh, those are stunning. So this shade Metamorphic is really pretty when swatched. You can just see the red in there. And I kind of think that since we're going out to dinner tonight, I'm probably going to switch to more of a solid shade shirt because I just think this like will pull from the shirt that I have on. It's kind of busy. We'll see. We'll see if it's the shade that I decide to use. Okay, so looking at this and looking at the different shades that I've swatched, I think I want to stick with kind of the pinky nudes. So like the shade Erupt, and then put one of the deeper brown shades in there and let the focus be the shimmer or the glitter that I choose. The first shade I'm going to go into is Erupt. It's more of a tan shade with kind of like pink underhues. So I do just want to dip into that. I'm going to put this in the crease in the outer V. It's soft and subtle, so it's actually not too bad. It's not pulling too much from whatever eye look I choose from, but this crease shade will at least give me a good start. And I think because I don't want it too blown out, I am using some cream products and some other new products that I found. I'm gonna keep it also in the outer V so that the brown shade that I choose doesn't blow out as much. I will usually just put it right here on the edge so I can also get the starting shape for my eye look. Because I do like pulling it up and then over. Now looking at the brown shades, there's 4 different shades and they all actually seem to have different undertones. I think I'm gonna go into this shade Dynamic. It looks like it has more pinky red undertones, whereas this is more red. This is a little more cool toned and this is really cool toned. All right, so I dipped in ever so slightly on my condensed packing brush and I'm just gonna place it right here in the outer V area. I like to pack it on before I blend it out and then just kind of get an idea of where I want it to be. And especially with the crease, I'm gonna keep it right here on the lid instead of blowing it out in the crease. And when I blend it, it'll smooth it out. Okay, I feel like I have a good base right there. Now before I put down a glitter, I like to put down a shimmer or a matte shade that's gonna actually pull through, because sometimes glitters disperse and they don't necessarily condense on there, and sometimes you don't want that because then they get heavy on the lid. I'm gonna take this shade Chemistry. I'm gonna use my ring finger for it. I'm gonna place it on the lid, see if I can put the brush down and to kind of finesse it just on the edge because I don't need it too blown out, and then put the glitter on top of it. That actually went on really well. Okay, so I just grabbed a dry flat brush. I'm gonna place this right here in the corner. I'm gonna pull it up along up along the crease line, but not into the crease, just to get that shape. I might pull it out a little bit just to feather the edge. Okay, now I know I told you guys that I lost my silicone brushes that I use glitter on. I found them. They were in a box. I didn't realize that I hadn't unpacked it. And when I did, there was my brushes. Now we're gonna go into the shade Metamorphic, which is that blend of gold, silver, and burgundy red. So it picks up really well on the silicone brushes. I found these at Sephora. I don't know if they still have them, but I found them a couple years ago and they are a lifesaver placing glitter. Especially because now I don't have it blown everywhere. It's nice because that light shade Chemistry is actually peeking through underneath the gold glitter. It is really pretty. I'm gonna go back into Dynamic, which is that brown shade, just a smidge, and right here on the edge, wherever the glitter might have like fluffed, I'm just going to push it back towards the glitter so it's not dispersed out into the outer V, which I don't want. Okay, this is a very shimmery, beautiful eye look. Now for everything else, figured we would discuss even the old items that I use mixed with the new items that I have. Okay, to start out, now that I've got my eyes done as far as they can be done, I'm gonna start out with my Laura Geller Spackle in Hydrate. This I loved during the winter and I've actually been using it quite a bit getting into the warmer days. I say days, it's like been warm a week. But I do like this. I got this in a subscription box and when I saw the word hydrate, I was kind of like, probably not mine. And actually, I have been really surprised. I really like how it feels on the skin. Then I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. This I like just in my more porous zones as well as where I have my fine lines. They don't disappear, they just help the foundation not sink in. Okay guys, now for foundation, I have the new Makeup Forever HD Skin. One, can we talk about the packaging? This is really aesthetically pleasing. Just a very simple bottle with the tan aesthetic. Really enjoy this. And then it also has a pump. This is not the first time I've used it. I have tried it a couple of times just because I wanted to have an idea of whether or not I liked it. I'm really bad with follow-ups, so I didn't want to be like, oh, I'll give you an update, and I'm really bad about doing it. So I have actually used this a couple times, including today when I went to work, and I really actually enjoy how it lays on the skin, how it looks, just right through here. I don't get super oily, so that has been really, really nice. I also apply it with my brush. I just put it straight on to the brush, just a little dot to start out with, and I focus it more on the exterior and work my way in, because I know that I'm going to do concealer, so I don't want to like clog this area. It is nice and buildable, so this is just the first layer, and then I let it sit to see like where I need to add more, because like right through here I'm seeing some redness, which is fine. I'm going to put blush on, but I don't want that much redness showing through when I put the blush on. But you can at least see the difference in my skin compared to with the foundation, just one coat. Okay, I am gonna go in a little bit more just right through here where I have some of my spots that are showing through. This I'm not too worried about, but just the redness, I don't want it as red. This is really nice because it feels nice on the skin. It's not too heavy. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything. And just at the end of the day, it still looks nice. So I wore it to work today, and then when I got home, I washed my face so I could do this tutorial with you guys. When I looked in the mirror, it wasn't super oily. It hadn't sink into my pores or my lines, and I appreciate that. I do have some cream products, so we're gonna go ahead and use those first. This is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. It's not new, it's been out for a second, but this is the first time I've ever used it, and I picked it up in the shade Tan Lines. So I've seen this a couple times and I was like, ooh, I wanna try that. So that's what it looks like. It kind of reminds me of the Huda Beauty Tantour. I'm gonna use this kind of as my contour, see how it performs, and then also as my bronzer. It doesn't look like it's picking up, but I feel like it's dug in a little bit, so I think it has. So when I do cream products or even contour, I like to bring it down, but then I like to brush it up. I'm just mostly focusing it on the front of the brush because it's not really that big to like put the brush in. Okay, there we go. Because I'm also gonna put this as bronzer and brush it up. It's like melting into the skin right now. I really like this actually. When I do concealer and bring it down, it will actually like blend through that. So We're gonna leave it there for right now because I also have like a powder bronzer that I can put on top of this. But that is really nice. And I like that it didn't pull the foundation that I just put down. Okay, concealer. This isn't new. I've used it multiple times. I loved this at Christmas time when I was down in Florida. This is the NYX Bare With Me Concealer Serum. I love this, you guys. It is so nice on the skin. I actually just put it on the back of my hands and then I use my ring finger, dab it where I need it to be. And then for powder, I'm just gonna use my Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. This is in the shade Cupcake, which is actually, it's more of like a pinky shade. I say tan, I'm not tan. That is a misconception. I need to though. All right, so I just dab and under the eye. And then whatever's left on the back of my hand, I'll grab on my sponge and I just go in, tap, 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 and blend it out. I like this concealer because it's easy to use. It's not super heavy under my eye and I have really like creasy under eyes. But when I go to tap this out and then put powder on top of it, it doesn't get cakey. And just dipping in with a brush to the setting powder. And then I switch over. I always like using a sponge for everything else. Tap out the lines just in case I have any. And you know what, you guys? I just realized I have cream blush. We'll try it on top of the powder and hope and cross our fingers that it works. So far, so good. I really like how this eye look is. I don't know what it is. When I don't have foundation on, the eyes just don't look as great to me. But once I put foundation on, it just kind of smooths everything else so this doesn't distract from my eyes. Anyone else like that? All right, let's finish off the eyes, get them out of the way, and then we will jump into blush and everything else. Okay, under the eye, I'm gonna go into Erupt. I'm just gonna use my little small smudger brush from Huda Beauty. I absolutely love this brush. And place this under the eye. And then I'm gonna dip back into Dynamic, which that brown shade is really pretty. I'm gonna also use the small smudger just for underneath the eye for placing, and then go into my condensed brush for blending the outer V. Dipped in a little bit on the condensed blending brush. For inner corner, I'm gonna use the shade Friction. And just on my little pencil brush from Laura Lee, I'm gonna pick this shade up and place it right here. It is a little like glittery. It has a pretty sheen, but it does have what looks like little fine particles of glitter. Okay, so bronzer, I'm gonna go in with a powder bronzer just to kind of zhuzh it up a little bit. I did pick up the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush bronzer in medium. I've tried it out a couple times. I do really like it, but it's not necessarily medium. Can we talk about how big this thing is, you guys? I do like the packaging. You don't necessarily need this step if you like how the e.l.f. bronzer looked on your skin. And the only reason is because just right here where it lightened up from the concealer. But I don't want to put this on without blending it everywhere. And I don't think I need more right here. I will do my jawline because I did not do it with that Putty Bronzer. I do have two cheek colors from Merit. They sent these to me the other day with a couple lip products, which I'm really excited to try out. But these are more like a cream than powder. So this first shade is Beverly Hills, and I want to swatch it for you. Ooh, that's the peachy shade that I go for. I really dig in that one. And then this one is Cheeky, and my swatches, they're not even going the same direction, you guys. Those are really pretty. But I think I want to do this peachy shade. And that's the thing, is what it looks like right here, it's a little bit more like sheer, not super like intense, which is not a bad thing. I want to see if I put it on here, and it looks a little like gelish. I don't know if you guys can see the sheen. Look at the difference. I so need a tan, you guys. I'm gonna see if I can pick it up on on my blush brush. See if this works, and if not, then I'll put it actually on my skin. Ooh, it looks like, ooh, that is a really pretty flush. But I don't want to drag it yet until I've got it like where I, ooh, you guys. I know, I say you guys a lot. It ticked a lot of people off in my declutter video. I'm sorry. It's just one of my filler words, and I don't necessarily know that I say it until I watch my declutter raw video back. And I was like, well, wait, how is that my filler word? But I've been more cognizant of it. I try not to say it as much, but it made some people mad. I was like, okay, my bad, so sorry. I actually really like this. I'm not sweeping back and forth. I'm just kind of pressing it into the skin. You guys, that did not pull my foundation or anything. And I'm just going back in with my damp sponge and kind of like tapping it in as well. Ooh, it is a lot of blush. I'm not mad at it though. And if I wanted to tone it down a little bit, I could put powder back on top of it. I just don't know if I want to get it like too cakey. All right, so this seems to be working, where I just tap, 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 and then tap it into place where I want it. Not necessarily blending it out, but I do like that it is buildable. I just build it too much. And Merit is known to be a minimalist brand. So for being a minimalist brand and, you know, natural look, I like that it is buildable, because there are some people that like these type of products but want something that pops a little bit more. I might go in a little bit with powder just to like set it, because I can get oily. Not necessarily with this foundation, but I also don't want to take chances. I didn't take any extra product to run it up my nose, but there is some color payoff, you guys. Ooh, I really like this. This was the shade Beverly Hills. If you're a peachy cheek person just like me, this is a really pretty shade. Go check it out. I will have Merit linked down below, so if you're interested in buying any of their products, go check them out. I do have some lip products, so stay tuned for that, because I do want to try them out. I have 4 shades from their new line. So I did grab a little bit of powder, but I went and knocked it off in the cap, so I didn't have too much on there, and just a little bit on top of it so it doesn't get cakey and it can kind of tone it down a little bit. That gives like a really pretty rosy flush, you guys. All right, now we need to do some highlighter. I have the Jaclyn Highlighter in Iced. Packaging, just, it's kind of chunky, but I have it and I need to use it. I'm just gonna dip in a little bit, and right here on the high points. You cannot deny that her highlighters are stunning. Just a little bit on the temples. I've had it. I only reach for it once in a while, but it's beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and do some eyeliner, brows, mascara, which I don't have any new products. The only thing that is really new, and I just posted a video, this is the line from Gwen Stefani, 𝐬𝐓, and I have the brow pencil, which this will be the second time that I use it, and it has a weird, like, it's got a weird shape, you guys. Last time I really messed up my brows. And then I have the eyeliner as well for the waterline. So I'm gonna use those from Gwen. And then for liquid liner, I have the Colourpop Loveful Graphix Liner. Absolutely love this. It gives a really pretty wing, and it has the liquid pot of black liner. Stunning. And for mascara, you guys, I've been using the Stila Huge Extreme Lash Mascara. Love this. I got it in a subscription box. I'd never used any of their mascaras. I absolutely love their liquid eyeshadows, but this, you guys, beautiful. So I'm gonna go do that and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so I forgot to tell you that I was using the Nudestix Brow Boost and Set Gel Excel. That is kind of what I do first, and then I do my eyeliner, mascara, and then I go in with the brow pencil, which this is the second time I've used the one from Gwen Stefani's brand 𝐬𝐓. I'm still not a huge fan. Like, it's the shape of it, you guys. It just has a weird tip on it. I love the Benefit Precisely My Brow, Precisely Mine. I love that one because it's fine tipped and I can just kind of fluff it through. This one, it's a little chunky, so it fills in weird. I don't know. Have you tried this? Let me know. Is there a trick to this? Because I have not figured it out. Anyways, okay, so Merit came out with a new lip line. First off, look at this packaging, you guys. It's very aesthetically pleasing. Okay, so for the lipsticks from Merit, I have 4 shades. 2 are darker, 2 are lighter, and I figured I would try and go lightest to darkest. So this first shade is Millennial. It's just that really pretty nude shade. I gravitate towards this so much. So that's Millennial, and it's just kind of a pinky nude. I really like that shade. So then this shade is Baby. Okay, so this shade right here, that is that pinky nude mauve-y, like pinky mauve shade that I go for. Really like this one. I will probably gravitate towards that one today. This one is Tiger, and it's kind of like, it looks like a chestnut brown. That is a really pretty nude shade. It's a little bit like darker than I would go for, but I'm also trying to get out of my comfort zone. I know I just decluttered my lip collection, which I'm editing that so I can get it up for you guys. But I got rid of a lot of my brown shades because I wasn't using them. I was like, you know what? I do need a couple in my collection. So then this shade is l'Avenue. Ooh, you guys. That one is just kind of like that burgundy, like wine shade. Next to that, it kind of makes these shades shift a little bit because of how dark this shade is. This one almost looks orange now. That is so interesting. They kind of have like a sheer to buildable shade. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the shade Baby. So I know I have a lip liner that would go with this, but I'm not gonna put one on. I'll put the lipstick on first, see how it is, and then if I think I need a lip liner, I'll go back and add one underneath, if that makes sense. It's not usually how I do my lip products, but I wanna see how it is without a lip liner. Ooh, that is, it's sheer, so it brings the shade of your lips through. You guys, they feel so creamy on the lips. This is the shade for work, you guys. This is what I would gravitate towards on a daily basis. Neutral, minimal, just, this is really nice. I really, really like this. There's no scent to this, which is nice. It doesn't smell like makeup. It's not chemically. It doesn't smell like super waxy. Sometimes lipsticks can smell like weird. All right, so I grabbed this little Kylie Lip Liner in Angel. It looks like it's the shade. I'm just gonna like slightly lip line so it's not like too sheer on my skin. Yeah, so that's what it looks like lined. And I think it's very close to the shade of the lipstick. It is a little bit darker. I'll go back and fix it. I just like using a lip liner to actually give my lips shape because they're a little weird after my jaw surgery. I still need to do that story time. I'll go back in just once over with Baby. That is a stunning shade. Let me know your thoughts. Have you tried the lip products from Merit? What do you think of this shade? What do you think of these shades together? I don't know if this is gonna be a shade that I gravitate towards a lot. I just know that it went from more of like a nudie brown to more of an orange when I put Le Avenue on there. So I'm interested to see how it looks on my lips by itself. Okay, you guys, I'm back and this is the final look. What are your thoughts? I am actually really digging my eye look, and the Colourpop Rock Candy palette did not disappoint. I have a lot of Colourpop palettes, and this one, you guys, I feel is a good mix, especially for like my everyday colors. So the neutral shades in here, the shimmers, the glitters, the mattes, good variety. I am actually really glad that I picked this up. When I started doing my makeup, I wasn't sure if I was gonna do a glitter or a shimmer, but I'm really glad that I went and put the shimmer underneath the glitter because it is peeking through. It does give a little bit of that lightness with the pinky shade. But I feel like with that glitter where it has 3 different shades in it, depending on what you put underneath it is what it'll grab more. So now we're leaning more on the light side, whereas if I put the red under there, I feel like the red would just pop. I don't know, I'll have to play around with it some more. Let me know, are you thinking about picking that palette up? Because it's been out for a little bit and I know someone recommended it. I was like, yep, I need to pick that up because I wasn't sure at first. And then you guys, the foundation from Makeup Forever. This is not the first time I've tried it. I did wear it today to work as well as a couple days in a row I've been using it. I've used a couple different primers, powders, and so far I haven't had any issues with any of them. They've mixed well, they go well with the concealer I use, and my skin looks nice. It's not too heavy, it doesn't feel like I'm wearing makeup, so I do appreciate that. Now for Merit, the cheek colors, I have 2 different shades. I used the one in Beverly Hills, which was that peachy shade. And on top of powder, I completely forgot about them being cream. And I put powder down, but on top of powder, they turned out beautifully. Even with a little bit of powder on top of it to set it, it was so beautiful, not cakey, and I love how it looks on my cheeks. So go check these out. I do want to play around with Cheeky, which is that more like plummy pinky shade. So I'm excited for these for the spring and summer, especially when I do decide I just want to like throw something on and out the door and not spend a full-blown 30-40 minutes. But these are amazing, you guys. I also went in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. Not new, but new to me, and I really do like this. You guys, this pan is ridiculously big. Like, am I gonna hit pan on this? Who knows? But I do enjoy this. I had a face palette. I have a face palette from Charlotte that has 2 different shades. I use that for contour and bronzer. So I was like, let me get something a little bit bigger. So if that does run out, I have something to work with. And I do like this. It's massive, you guys. It's half the size of my face. The e.l.f. Putty Bronzer, put this underneath my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, and I really do like it. It gave some really nice definition and contoured. Affordable, super affordable at the drugstore. Picked this up at Walmart this weekend. So I'm really excited I did. I keep seeing it and I wanted to purchase it, and went out of stock and then in stock, and then finally I found it. So from Merit, these are the Signature Lip Lightweight Lipstick, and they don't feel like I have anything crazy on my lips. They're still creamy, and I like how it feels. The other thing is I have a lot of lines right here, and I'm not really seeing them in my lips. That's just how creamy this lipstick is. I don't know. I really like how it's wearing right now. It does not dry down, which is also nice because that's part of that lightweight feeling. Whereas if it dries down, becomes matte, it can get a little bit drying on the lips. I'm not getting that. Now, it is gonna transfer. So that's something you have to think about. Do you want a liquid lipstick because you're gonna be out partying or drinking or eating, whatever you're doing that night? Or does it matter that you have to reapply the lipstick? I'm not really worried about it. I'm gonna pop this in my purse, take it with me when we go out to dinner, and that'll be that. But I do like these. I really like the colors and how they feel on the lips. Let me know, have you picked these up? Have you tried Merit? Let me know your thoughts down below. I will have them linked, like I said, when I was doing the blush, because I have been very surprised and actually enjoying the products that I have from Merit. Now you guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button down below, hit the bell for notifications to new videos, and if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. I really appreciate it, and until my next video, you guys, bye. I'll see you in the next one.